All right, good evening, everyone. I want to respect your time and get started in a timely fashion. So as people are coming in, we'll just keep on going. At random points, I promise I'll stop and see if there are any questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions either during this or I'm going to hang out afterwards. So you can talk to me then as well. So first of all, welcome to parent orientation. Thank you for registering your children to attend Faith Formation at St.Francis. My name is Siobhan Cooney. I'm the new director of Faith Formation. I just started in July, so I'm still learning as we go, but I'm really excited to be starting this Faith Formation year really soon. The Faith Formation team is comprised of myself and Lisa Pinjatori. You may have seen her around already. She's been here for a couple of years. She's amazing. Both of us are people that you can come to with questions, concerns, anything at all. We both equally work in the Faith Formation office, so we are both resources for you. If you need any of our contact information, my business card can be found on the table that's in the gathering space, but it's also online, or you're getting my flock notes, so you also have it there. So please don't hesitate to ever call, email, stop by, anything like that. So the Catechism teaches us that parents have the first responsibility for the education of their children. I invite you to be sure you're engaging in your child's religious education. You can do this in a variety of ways, but I have a few suggestions. First, be sure you're attending Mass regularly. Being present and actively participating at the celebration of the Eucharist each week is important so that we may be nourished and strengthened on our Christian journey. It is also an important way for us to support one another as a community. Additionally, you can be involved by attending parish events, which are noted on your Faith Formation calendar. Second, ask them what they did today in class when you pick them up. Even if you don't know the answers to all of their questions, you can still engage in conversation with them about what they are learning. Third, I invite you to join us for opening prayer every session. We will always begin as a group in the church, right where you're sitting right now, and you are always welcome to stay for that portion of Faith Formation to pray with us. Any questions so far? It's the easy stuff. Okay. I just want to do a quick overview of the session options for you in case we have any families present that have not yet registered. We have 2 days of Faith Formation sessions. High school meets on Sunday evenings, 6:30 to 7:45, so like this time frame we're currently in. Middle school has 2 options. There is Sunday, again, during the 6:30 time frame, or Monday, 6:15 to 7:30. And then lastly, elementary also has 2 options. Monday, the early session, which is 4:45 to 6, or the late session, which is the 6:15 to 7:30, along with middle school. The exception is kindergarten, because kindergarten only meets during the 4:45 session, not the 6:15. I can go into details with that if you specifically have a question for me after this. I know that was a lot of information right there. I recently emailed a PDF copy of the calendar for the year. If you would like a printed copy, they're sitting out on the table in the gathering space. I can also always email you another copy. If you send me an email and ask for one, I'm happy to attach that. We'll kick off the Faith Formation year with our Francis Festival next weekend. I invite everybody to come. It's going to be a really good time. It's going to be on Sunday, October 3rd, 2 to 5 p.m. Classes will begin the following weekend on Sunday, October 10th and Monday, October 11th. All right, let's take a moment and go through the curriculum that we'll be using this year. Please do feel free to ask any questions if I'm not being clear about something. I have stared at this information for months now, so to me it all makes sense, but if I don't make something clear, please just go ahead and ask me to pause. Kindergarten will be using a book called Alleluia, and 1st through 5th grade will be utilizing the Alive in Christ series. These books were also used last year and come to us from the publisher, Our Sunday Visitor. For Family Life Education, we will continue to utilize the Family Life series published by RCL Benziger. This series will be utilized for kindergarten through 5th. Parents will be sent home a parent guide to the Family Life series in January, and then we'll be doing the lessons in class on February 7th, 14th, and 28th. A reminder will be sent out to you in January, as I know that it's still months away and it's pretty easy to forget these dates. For middle school and high school, the curriculum will look slightly different. In the Baltimore Catechism, it asks us, why did God create me? The answer is to know, serve, and love him. Therefore, I have decided to theme each night of faith formation either a know, K-N-O-W, session, a serve session, or a love session. A know session is a session completed in the classroom with a catechist where the students are learning from a book. A serve session will be focused on Catholic social teaching and will involve learning, serving, and hearing from guest speakers. Lastly, the love sessions are all about group worship. For example, the first love session will be a teaching mass, where the middle and high school students will have a chance to understand the mass more closely. These themes only apply to those students attending in-person classes. Home study has a different program. For the know sessions, we will have books for middle school and high school. The middle school will be slightly different depending on if you're in-person or home study. The home study program will continue to utilize the Alive in Christ series. The in-person curriculum will be the Catholic Connections Handbook by the publisher St. Mary's Press. Due to a low number of students in middle school, there will only be one middle school class and not 3 separate classes for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. If you have any specific questions about that, if you have a middle schooler, please just come and chat with me afterwards. The high school will also be utilizing a book from our Sunday Visitor called Faith Guidebooks. The theme this year will focus on Jesus Christ and morality. With the numbers we currently have, we're planning to have separate 9th grade classes and then one 10th through 12th grade class. Every grade level will be engaging with the same material. In addition, the family life education for middle and high school happens in the form of a retreat called Called to Love. Each middle school student is required to attend the retreat once during middle school. Same for high schoolers, they need to attend at least once during high school. The dates of those retreats can be found on your calendar. Any questions about curriculum? Yes. Yes. Yeah, so if they attended when they held it virtually, it still counts. Any other questions? Okay. All right, so safety is of the utmost importance to us, and we're taking all of our guidance directly from the Archdiocese of Baltimore. In their recent guidance to pastors and pastoral catechetical leaders, they said the following for Catholic schools and faith formation programming. The Maryland coronavirus website tracks daily the average new cases per 100,000 persons in the prior 7 days for all jurisdictions across the state of Maryland. All Archdiocesan Catholic schools operating within a jurisdiction are to follow the case count for the county in which they are located. County transmission levels will be monitored daily, and masking changes, if warranted, will be implemented at the beginning of each school week. Pastors will be notified on Sunday of the school's masking status for the week, which will be in effect until the following Sunday. If the transmission is between 0 to 7.0, it is a parental choice for their children to mask. If it is a 7.1 or higher, the masking will be mandated. For example, last Sunday, the guidance was to mandate masking because the transmission level was 11.93. We plan to follow this guidance unless the Archdiocese changes its response plan. I will notify families of what the guidance is for the week in my Sunday newsletter. Anybody have any questions about the COVID guidelines? I thought for sure that was going to be the one with questions. All right. You guys are just flying through this, guys. All right. So let's talk about procedures for drop-off and pickup. Please do your best to be on time for drop-off and pickup, especially on Monday when the sessions are back-to-back. When dropping off your children, elementary-age children are required to be walked into the building at drop-off, and then parents must go to their child's classroom at pickup. Middle school and high school children can be dropped off at the curb, but we ask parents to pick up in person. Upon arrival, all students will enter the church to prepare for opening prayer. As mentioned before, please feel free to join us during that portion of the faith formation session. It is also important to note that confessions are now happening at St.Francis every Monday, 6:30 to 7:30, which kind of overlaps quite nicely with faith formation if you would like to go. I've already mentioned Flocknote, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. It's going to be a really important tool for us this year. I send out a weekly newsletter every Sunday morning. If you recently registered, you may not have received that yet, but I do promise it goes out every Sunday. In the newsletter, I include important notes and updates for you all. If you have yet to receive a newsletter and you did register more than a week ago, please first check your spam folders to make sure it's not going directly there. And then if you still don't see it, please reach out to me so I can make sure that you're on my distribution list. We'll also use Flocknote for canceling faith formation if necessary. For Monday sessions, the weather cancellation policy will follow the Howard County Public Schools schedule. If Howard County cancels classes or closes school early, faith formation will be canceled. For Sunday session, cancellations will be posted on the parish website and via Flocknote. Notifications can be sent via email and text for Flocknote, so be sure you have both activated in your Flocknote account. That is all of my information. Does anybody have any questions for me? This was record setting. Yes. Yeah, so regardless of being signed up for the home study or the in-person, when it comes to the sacraments, it's all like even keel. Out on the table, there's actually some extra schedules if you didn't already see them with the confession and communion schedules. One's on one side, one's on the other. I believe it's purple. And so all of that still applies to you as a home study family. There's also confirmation schedules out there if you have a child who is going to be going through confirmation. So do feel free to pick up any of those extra sacramental schedules out there as well. Yes. I would say email me because I know for sure I'll be checking my emails, and I will make sure the teacher is aware that you will be missing class. Yeah, we always appreciate knowing if someone's going to be absent. We like to know what's going on so we're not concerned about your students. Yes. It's I changed it very recently, and so now it is the exact same length as Monday. It used to be a little longer, but I cut out 15 minutes because they used to get snack time, and I didn't feel that was necessary. Yes. Yeah, sure. So for the home study program, I just very recently sent out an email with an outline of that program with due dates. If you're a home study family and you don't know what I'm talking about, please let me know after this meeting and I'll make sure to print you a copy. But it gives you, we have two meetings that we're going to be doing just to be able to gather together the home study families, and those two meetings are kind of our deadlines for things. So it's up to you and what works for your family. Do we do a chapter a week? Are we really busy this week, so we might do 2 chapters a different week? Are we going to skim one, go to the next? What works for you? You're the catechist, so you have the power. Yes. Yes. Both. So Sunday session and Monday session, both sessions, the middle schoolers are one class. There just wasn't enough students. One night we have, I believe it's 16 students in middle school, and the other night we have 11. And that's for 6th, 7th, and 8th. So we're pretty low this year. If you're not sure what your registration is, just email me and I can always go online and check what session you signed up for. Whatever you signed up for, you're going to have. It's just a matter of the fact that like I can't have a 6th grade class with 1 kid in it. So, and like a 7th grade class with 3 kids in it, right? So we took 6th, 7th, and 8th grade and we just made it into one class during that session. If I had more kids, it could be changed. Oh, yes. Yeah, if you sign up for Monday and you'd rather come on Sunday, please just send me an email and we can change your registration. Any other questions? Yes. I would be open to that. I understand that things can be really precarious right now. Everyone has different feelings about what's going on. And so I want to make sure that you guys are feeling good about what you're doing and engaging with faith formation. And so if you find yourselves in a position where you'd feel more comfortable switching, just reach out to me and we'll make it work. Yes. So the catechists and aides will follow the guidelines that I outlined. If the guidelines are saying that it's a parental choice, then it is a choice also for the catechist whether or not they're going to wear the mask. I am encouraging my catechists and aides to wear masks. I will say at my catechist training this past week, we all did wear masks. So I think we all understand, like, we're going to be working with a younger age group. They're not vaccinated. We want to make sure we're keeping everyone safe. Any other questions? Yes. Correct. Depends on what sacrament we're talking about. Okay, so the if your child is in communion, they're preparing for both confession and communion. That would be the purple paper that's out on the table, and it has both of those schedules on there. That looks a little bit different because it's not really necessarily what I would call class sessions. We have what I'm calling enrichment sessions that are really for the entire family, not just for the student. And you'll notice those on the schedule, and that happens twice for each sacrament. You'll receive materials as well to work on at home with them so they can obviously learn about the sacrament. And then confirmation is different because it is a little more intensive. They're older, they're learning more, they're preparing to be adults in the church. And so they do have small groups that they meet with. So it's a 9-week program, and you'll see that outlined on the red piece of paper that is out there. And if you have any more specific questions, I'm happy to talk to you afterwards. Anyone else? Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be around afterwards, so please do feel free to, to either chat with me in here or I'll be out in the gathering space. I really appreciate you guys giving me your time. That was record setting because it was only 20 minutes. So thank you for taking 20 minutes of your day and spending it with me. And as always, please feel free to reach out to me with anything that I can be of help with. Thank you, everyone.